Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I came across an article that's a couple weeks old written by Consumer Reports that I thought I would share with you guys, so I'm going to link it down below. And let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Because Consumer Reports just put kind of the supplement industry on blast. So for people unfamiliar with Consumer Reports, most of my life growing up, I remember Consumer Reports has always been a respected independent reviewer, basically whistleblowers on industry. And this is what you do in capitalism. This is how capitalism is supposed to work. Independent people review and look at quality of products, compare them to everything else, who don't have financial ties to these industries. And that allows them a degree of transparency and honesty in looking at these things. Consumer Reports has done this for decades on everything. I mean, a lot of us look at them obviously for things in the past, like cars, comparing different vehicles, value problems, things like that, electronics, televisions, all these things. Like, they look at different quality of things and compare them. Well, they've hit some stuff on the supplement industry too. And if you guys recall, a few years back, they tested a bunch of protein powders, big name brands, and they found that a bunch of them had levels of arsenic and lead that exceed the FDA's considered safe amounts or allowed amounts. And some people say, well, it's not a big deal because lead and arsenic are in everything, even in broccoli, and that's true, but that's why they're amounts. These toxins are things that your body, and we can use that term in this case. A lot of times people throw that term out arbitrarily and loosely. All right, in this case, lead and arsenic are toxins. You will get them in your diet. You're going to get them in your drinking water. You're not going to be able to avoid them. Your body can handle a certain amount of them. But when you're getting excessive amounts of protein powders, and you got people who are drinking 3 or 4 of these shakes every day, you know, this is a problem, and they're exceeding the safe limit just off their protein of these things, in addition to whatever else they're getting them in their diet from. This is a problem. So people say, well, it's just protein. Well, yeah, protein plus lead and arsenic. See the problem there? All right, people are getting toxic amounts of these metals from these protein powders. And this is really a problem. What they put them on blast for is that a couple of things. Number one, they found that a bunch of products, and there are documented cases, well over 100 documented cases, very in recent times, of people getting actual liver damage from over-the-counter herbal and dietary supplements. Liver damage. And one of the biggest culprits they found was green tea extract, of all things. Now, people can say, well, can you prove that? No, it's not my job. This is the medical doctor's jobs. And that's the thing. People always say, well, you can't listen to your doctors. They don't know anything about diet or training, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but they know about the body. And if a doctor has determined, if doctors have found dozens of cases of a person getting liver damage from the same over-the-counter product, and it's a really common one, that's cause for concern. And if you're going to ignore doctors and continue to use these products, you are basically an idiot at that point. I mean, I'm going to call it like it is. If you are taking over-the-counter products that doctors are saying, look, we're getting documented cases of liver damage from people taking these things, this specific thing, in this case, I would green tea extract apparently, and you continue to take products with this in it, and you ignore your doctors because you feel there's some benefit to this supplement, you really are stupid. You really are stupid at that point. The other thing they really hit upon was the illegal drugs. And people say, well, you know, lots of guys use anabolics and they'll get liver damage. That's true. But, yeah, there's a lot of drug spiking. That's been found repeatedly. There have been tons of everything from meth analogs to various anabolics found in substances that weren't supposed to have them illegally. Look how many companies have been fined millions of dollars for this stuff now. All right, it happens all the time. And you know, all these companies are still in business. Okay? This is the industry you're dealing with. They're still in business, even though tons of these companies have been popped, and it's still done all the time. Well, people will say, but well, why are these people getting liver damage? Because the difference is people who are taking anabolics are usually taking mostly injectables. It's orals that elevate liver enzymes. Now, there are safe amounts of these things that people can take without their liver enzymes going up, but that's if you know you're on them and you don't stay on them long periods of time. That's part of it. Number two, the rest of your lifestyle affects it. Again, some of these orals, they elevate liver enzymes that they say in the safe range, and this is stuff they found. This has been studied on people under prescription stuff. But if they drink moderate alcohol with it, their liver enzymes go through the roof to the dangerous level. All right, sometimes as little as 1 drink a day combined with some of these orals, elevates liver enzymes to a dangerous level. And this has been found in studies, and then when the people stop drinking, they return to normal. But even very moderate drinkers, and that's a perfect example. So if you're someone who likes to have a few drinks and you're taking this substance and you don't know there's a dose of this in here, your liver enzymes are getting elevated to the unsafe level as if you were a raging alcoholic, and you don't know it. And you're having 1 or 2 drinks here or there. Or you go binge drinking every Friday night, you go out drinking with your bros, and you're taking this product, and you end up with liver damage. Because they're not telling you what's in it. The other thing is, a lot of these companies, people say, well, how is that happening? Well, because the other thing is, different orals have different levels of toxicity in your liver. These companies are looking at their profit margins. They're finding the cheapest stuff they can afford to put in there that's going to get the result. They're trying to make money. They're not trying to spend a fortune. They're not trying to put $20 worth of drugs in every $50 bottle of a product they sell. Okay, even if it's illegal stuff. They're putting the cheapest stuff they can find. Stuff that's going to give the most bang for every dollar they put in it. Okay? In many cases, that leads to much, much higher toxicity substances. Because a lot of it, the orals, a lot of the really, really toxic ones, are actually the most potent ones, milligram per milligram. They're very, very strong. So they can put very small amounts in there, get the same benefit for a lot less money. The problem is that you get hit with the elevated liver enzymes. You get hit with the liver toxicity. And all you were doing was thinking you were taking an over-the-counter product to make you a little stronger, help you gain a little muscle, help you burn a little fat. Well, that's the thing. You don't always know what you're getting. What happens when you're getting a meth analog in your pre-workout? So that's the thing. You think you're getting a protein powder sometimes. You think you're just getting a protein powder till you find out it's got lead and arsenic in it. You're getting a pre-workout or a fat burner, and what turns out to be in it, a meth analog, some other stimulant, something that you get popped on a drug test for at work or something. Think about that. Or in many of these cases, people are getting liver damage, and they're thinking they're just taking a product to make them healthier, make them fitter. But you don't know what you're getting, and that's the problem with this whole supplement industry. The whole industry is unscrupulous. All right, it's deceptive. And that's the thing. People say, well, they're good people. Are they good people? Do you think anyone in the supplement industry is a good person? Look at the way that they market. Look at the way that they advertise. Look at the way they market Fate and Natties. Every single supplement company does, and then claiming their supplements got them there. Miracle transformations, false claims. I mean, look how many of these products claim to do things. None of them build muscle. None of these things burn fat. If they do that, they get banned by the FDA. So they're not proven to do this, so they're making it all up. They use false advertising to get you to buy this stuff. Fate Natties is their results. So if you've got an industry that relies upon false advertising, lying, and deception to sell products, you really think anyone in this industry is a good person? You really think even your favorite YouTuber who might be selling supplements, you really think they got your best interest in mind when they're dealing with these supplement companies? Or are they going to make money at your expense, to your harm, to your detriment? They're not good people. This whole industry's bad. And you got to look at this. This is Consumer Reports calling this industry out. All right, Consumer Reports. This is an organization that pretty much exists purely as a whistleblower, to be a checks and balances on the industries, of all industries. And they're looking at the supplement industry now going, hey, wait a minute. They're not even talking about the scams or the false advertising. They're talking about this is direct dangers we're finding. Liver damage, illegal drugs of all types being spiked in these substances. So, I mean, I'd really ask you guys, what do you really think is in your pre-workout? And people would look at some of this and say, well, you know, well, okay, so maybe there's some anabolics, or well, maybe I want some cheap anabolics, but you're not getting them cheap. You're paying a premium price. The amounts they're putting in there, think about it. If they're paying $5 to put something into a product they're selling you for $50, you're not getting a good value on that, and you don't know what it is. You don't know how much you're taking. You don't know the toxicity of it. That's not exactly a good way to go about doing that either. You're overpaying for an unlabeled product that you don't know what's in it or the side effects. Even if you are interested in taking that sort of stuff, that's not the way that you do it. That's not the way to do it. That's how you get hurt. That's how you get conned. So this is, again, Consumer Reports going after the supplement industry and saying, look, this is what's going on. And that's the thing. That's why I tell people avoid the whole industry. Like, do you use any supplements? No, I don't use any supplements. And no, I don't think that I would look better or perform better if I took them. That's the whole point. There's no benefit to taking any of this stuff. It's all risk. It's all loss. And what are you going to get from it? Nothing. Best case, you get ripped off and lose a little money and get a placebo effect. Worst case, we got over 100 documented cases now of liver damage. Liver damage from over-the-counter products, over-the-counter supplements. Herbal and dietary supplements. That's your worst case. You die from it. People need to boycott the entire industry. This industry is corrupt. It's dangerous. Sells fake dreams, false advertising, spiked products. Products that the safety's not even fully tested half the time. Everything is based on false claims. And none of this stuff helps you in any way. And I'm glad organizations like Consumer Reports are starting to call this industry out more and more and more, because it has to be done. This industry really needs to be shut down at this point. They're not helping anyone. They are the enemy. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.